Ladies and gentlemen, this is why nice girls finish last. AD is a perfect example of it, and we're gonna find out why. Listen up, man. This at first, when I first started watching Love Is Blind, especially with AD and Clay. At first, I said to myself, "Okay, Clay. There was a in the first time they met, he wanted to see how she looked. Let me show you this.
I just feel like my worst fear is like we fall in love, we have this beautiful connection. It's like, we do the reveal and it's like, oh wow, like we never really talked about physical and like that is
So, just from that is a problem, right? Because first of all, he should have known that it's an experiment. So you can't just all of a sudden try to switch up the rules once you get into the game, right? So what that shows, the red flag that tells me about him is that one, he prioritizes physical over substance, indicating a focus on external validation. Two, he lacks self-awareness as he didn't recognize the contradiction of his actions. In other words, he entered a show called Love Is Motherfucking Blind, not 2020, and then wanted to make sure how she looks, which pretty much contradicts the show. Three, he may struggle with impulsivity because he couldn't resist asking about appearance despite knowing the show's format. That's another thing, right? This little thing reveals a lot of red flags about him, right? And then on top of that, when he talks, like there was a segment where he was talking about how why he is the way he is. He said, "Oh, I have a lot of work to do. It's because of this. It's because of that." He reminds me of those people who recognize their mistake, and while they stab you, they tell you why they're stabbing you. "Oh, I'm stabbing you because I had a bad childhood." That's the type of person that he uses his traumas to rationalize and to keep doing the fucked up things that will hurt you. Just from that little tidbit is a red flag. And the problem is this with nice people and nice girls is that they tend to be very optimistic. They tend to want to believe the goodness in people. And they lose a certain sense of objectivity. And they become literally blind to the other person's behavior. They hope. They're optimists. And they're perfect prey for people like him. Let's keep watching this, man.
important to me. Like Love Is Blind, like I get it. Trust me, I get it.
No, you don't. Because if you get it, you would understand that that's part of the game.
I just want to have that reveal door and be super turned on by my wife,
Then clearly this is for you. And this is when she should have just walked away. This is the problem with nice girls, is that they forgive too much. Nice girls forgive too much, forget too much, and they don't feel angry at the person. What they do is that they feel angry at themselves retrospectively. Once it happens, they get angry at themselves for letting this happen to them. They never feel an appropriate amount of anger towards the perpetrator. Because anger is there to defend yourself against the enemy. It's there to defend you to defend you when people are trying to play you and when people are trying to manipulate you. And look at her reaction.
In what way do you want to talk about appearance in a experiment where we're not talking about appearance?
I just have to be attracted to you.
Then this is not the show for you. And this should tell her this. Listen, lady. Look, I'm the biggest sinner of them all. Okay, I value looks. I'm being honest with you, and I hope that one day I grow out of it. I mean, like I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I sound like him. I'm not even gonna lie. I do sound like him, right? But I wouldn't get on a show called Love Is Motherfucking Blind. It's the lack of self-awareness of how this can hurt her is the problem. The lack of self-awareness. And the thing about Clay is that he talks that he has self-awareness, but the only reason why he has self-awareness is to explain why he's hurting you, why he's stabbing you. He doesn't use his self-awareness to change it. He uses his self-awareness to rationalize why he is the way he is, to be a victim.
Do you have like a specific thing that you're hoping comes through that door, or are you
Some big old bitty, that's what he
open
wants.
to like a beauty that maybe you've never explored?
Naturally, I would say I kind of lean towards more like petite. My favorite attribute is like lips, butt, and all that stuff. And that sounds like so shallow and all that, but like,
Yeah, and let's process is what she's saying, right? Let's look at her, right? Because let's look at it.
like lips,
Let's look at her body language.
butt, and all that stuff. And that sounds like
She's like, what the fuck? The fuck's going on? And now she looks down.
so shallow and all that, but like Karen,
She's like, okay, I don't know what to do now.
what your best attributes are. If I'm gonna propose, that's something I need to know,
Regardless of the emotional connection.
regardless of the emotional
Yeah.
connection, you know.
And to her, she's like, she didn't sign up for this. So this is a situation that a lot of nice girls find themselves in, where they meet a guy and they might like the way he sounds, but he starts saying things that are red flags, and what tends to happen is that you tend to explain it away, just like he explains his bullshit away, and you almost become his advocate.
You know what, bro? What do you mean tell you what I want?
Damn, okay, she's bad. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like she's bad, man. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like my lips has been chapped, so this is just a coincidence, but she a baddie. She a baddie. Now let's watch the wedding video and see what happens. This is crazy.
I don't think it's responsible for me to say I do.
Okay, let's talk about AD and Clay. Clay did turn AD down at the altar, which was emotional.
And this is the thing. I knew that when that moment happened, she wasn't feeling confident. And this is the thing about nice girls, is that nice girls live in perpetual anxiety, perpetual fear of the inevitable, of their biggest fear, the person leaving them, of the person confirming to them their secret sense of self. A lot of the times they put themselves in positions to validate their self-opinion, which is negative. You know? And a lot of the times when they take risk, they don't take risk based on, I like this person respects me. They take risk based on, I hope I hit a home run. And that strategy always ends up backfiring. Your fears always come true. And the reason why is because it's almost like you usually gravitate towards those who make you feel that fear. It's not that the fear is true, but you almost put yourself in a position where you're only willing to play the bad cards because you want to have that adrenaline rush.
Keisha, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, there were some emotions there.
I'm sorry, Adele.
The long blink, looking up, and that, yeah, she wants to fuck the shit out of him. Not that way. And the swallowing. People are watching.
I'm sorry.
No words. Shut up, motherfucker. The whole sister brigade is about to launch at him, man.
This man was the most selfish person throughout this entire production.
And it's usually the most selfish person is usually with the most selfless person. Why is that? Why is that? It's because selfless people are always trying to change people a lot of the times. They're always trying to be helpful. They're always trying to help. And whom to help but the most selfish person in the room? Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be careful with our altruistic instincts, with our desire to help. Selfishness sometimes is a defense mechanism, especially if you're overcompensating with too much selflessness. You got to put yourself first. When you get these initial red flags, and when you get, even the fucking priest is looking at him, Jesus Christ. When you get these are gut feelings that we all have, and she had multiple times, and she chose not to listen to them. And the problem with nice people is that they feel the gut feeling and they ignore the gut feeling.
Down to the whole vows being about him and his personal growth.
I feel as though like I became such a better man dealing with you through this whole process.
And the only kind.
This reminds me of the dumbass girl that I dated. This dumbass girl that I dated. Where she told me that she needs to block me for herself. She needs to block me so that she can heal. But then a few moments later, she unblocks me and says, "By the way, can you send me the photo we took together? That would be really nice, please." As soon as I saw that, I was like, "This is my chance." Block. I don't want to hear your bullshit. These people who are always talking about their flaws and how their past is the reason why, and how they're working on it, and yet they're still hurting you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's peak narcissism, peak victim, peak walking red flag, peak you ain't not invited to the cookout type of shit.
Thing he had to say about AD was her looks.
You came through, you popped out, I saw you, and I was like, I could work with that.
So insidious to.
Yo, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, look, I could be superficial. I'll admit it, but this is Lucifer type of shit.
Who sit there and right up until the very last moment be like, I'm 100%, I'm in this, I got you, I love you. And then to turn around and say at the altar, not only are you not 100%, but also let's work on this. I'm going to be there for you. You deserve the best. Him saying you deserve the best is such a total
Yeah, it's like when women break friend zone a guy and they tell him, any woman will be happy to be with you, just not me. I'm like, bitch, get out of here with that bullshit. I know it's women day. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that other women will be happy with me. You know, it's an insult. It's embarrassing. But, you know, it's a shame that this happened in national television. But the thing is with her is that she's a beautiful girl. But I could promise you this is not the first time that something like this happened. Maybe not to this intensity. But most likely this is not the first time this type of like dynamic happened, because people never do things just once. People repeat their behavior. People are creatures of habits. And most likely, she is attracted to this type of dynamic. It's an attraction to... A lot of the times, we have a secret self in our minds that we try to hide from ourselves consciously. And that secret self is our lower selves. It's what we really believe about ourselves. And that a lot of the times we really believe we don't deserve love. And so we go about in the world unconsciously attracting situations that make us feel this way. And we say to ourselves, is there like a force that's causing this? Because I want this, but I don't get it. I keep getting these types of results. The thing is that your emotional mind is another mind that you don't have access to, other than just looking at the results of your actions. And the way to change that is not through consciously saying, I'm gonna change this. It's through observing the emotion, learning to feel that emotion that causes you to how can I say this? It's learning to observe that low self-esteem that we usually don't observe, because a lot of times we think we have high self-esteem. We say to ourselves we have high self-esteem, but deep down you know you don't. And so what tends to happen is that you say to yourself you have high self-esteem, but when somebody says that they don't want you, your reaction is to chase. And we never use that knowledge that you chase someone who didn't want you as a way to update what we consciously believe about ourselves. No, we hide it. We suppress it. We say this is just a one-time thing. And we never really acknowledge that that behavior is really a transcription of how we feel about ourselves. And we never really get to at the core problem because we really believe we have high self-esteem because we lie to ourselves. Start judging how you really think about yourself based on your actions. How, especially to how you react when people like you and how you react when people don't like you. That will tell you who you are. And when you just learn to use your actions to judge how you feel about yourself, then you could actually start making changes. Because you can't really change your dating life when you think you have high self-esteem when in reality your actions don't. Your mind won't let you acknowledge that. It's very difficult for your mind to let you acknowledge that your self-esteem is low. It really is. It really is. But once you realize where you are, then you could ascend. Then you could improve upon yourself. But you can't do that when you're in denial about how you really think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see this.
I don't care what nobody says. I know fully I'm not ready for marriage, and you deserve the best.
And yet you went. Oh my God.
Yeah, everything he says is very empty, and it's like a lot of stock phrases, I feel like, but they don't mean anything.
Yeah, and you know they don't mean anything because immediately after the wedding, after the not wedding that didn't happen, he's like, oh, well, I don't think I really loved her. Okay, then what were you saying?
That
All of
was
that
crazy.
I looked at myself in the mirror and said, am I a husband? And the answer was no. Am I deeply in love? The answer was no.
After he said,
Yeah.
And the answer was no. Am I deeply in love? The answer was no.
after he said no at the altar, we saw that conversation between his mom and his dad. I thought that was the most real, incredible, raw moment I've ever seen on Love is Blind.
Although we came from broken families, that doesn't mean that we have to pass on that brokenness to our kids.
Absolutely.
We already knew that his dad had cheated on his mom, but his mom brings up, there are a lot of things I learned about our relationship during this process that I didn't know before. And then
Yeah, it's funny how that works, right? Looking at somebody else's behavior from the outside a lot of the times reveals your behavior because you sort of can just compare it side by side. You know, behavior reveals to you your unconscious belief about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Hopefully you guys watch it. I'll make more if you guys watch it, you know, but if not, then, you know, this might be one of those one-off videos. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and I'll see you guys later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, you know. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. and how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.